Jack Flagler, Chris Bradley here in the MassLive offices in Springfield, breaking down some of the big games coming up this Saturday as we get to Division 5 football. Northbridge and Pittsfield at Westfield State. Should be a good one as Northbridge, just the powerhouse. They were here last year. They were at Gillette last year, and here they are again. I don't think it was a surprise to many people in Central Mass. Tell me, I guess, how they rolled through this year once again.
Yeah, I think most people in Central Mass would have been shocked if Northbridge didn't win the D5 title this year, just because of the amount of talent that they had coming from last year's state final team. Probably the biggest impact maker is their quarterback, Kobe Chauffeur, who is the grandson of Coach Ken LaChapelle. They've had a lot of quarterbacks at Northbridge, a lot of really good ones, but Chauffeur is, in terms of dual threat and what he can do with his feet and his ability to improvise, he's as good as any quarterback they've had there, and he's kind of the catalyst of their offense.
Yeah, and maybe some unfinished business. We don't know if this will break out this way, but last year, of course, Northbridge got to Gillette, lost to Bishop Fenwick, who once again is here in a state semifinal. So that would be an interesting storyline to keep an eye on if both those teams come out. But we don't want to look past Pittsfield.
Absolutely.
Pittsfield is a great team. You mentioned a dual threat quarterback. Chad Shade is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks there is, and has an amazing ability to make plays happen when it seems like everything is going badly. That's just, you can't teach that. That's an unbelievable skill that he has against Hoosick Valley on Saturday. On fourth down, a snap goes above his head. He goes back to get it. He rolls out. It looks like he's going down for a sack, and he throws a 53-yard touchdown pass. So that's one thing to keep an eye on is can he make plays, as he's sort of running around and improvising back there. And maybe something Northbridge hasn't quite seen so much of this year.
Yeah, and that's the Northbridge defense has been very good through the tournament, but it hasn't really been challenged too much. And so I'm looking forward to see how they do against a dual threat guy like that who can do a lot of different things.
The other thing to talk about Northbridge, it's not a knock on them, but they haven't played a whole lot of competitive games this year, and that'll happen when you have such a talented roster, and when you have so many great players all over the field. There's a lot of times in the fourth quarter the starters won't even be in, much less playing meaningful snaps where they need to make a play. But they were tested against Tyngsboro in the tournament, a 31-30 game. So do you think that was a good experience for them to go through that?
Absolutely, and obviously they were able to pull it through at the end. But I think that Tyngsboro being able to prepare for them and they had played them earlier in the year, that might have had a little bit to do with it. But overall, yeah, I think it was a game that Northbridge probably learned a lot from, and they are a motivated team, and they do want to get back and play Bishop Fenwick, and that's something that they've said all year, and so they have their goals set on that.
Interesting historical aspect with this. Northbridge has been here time and time again. Obviously, this is a new state system, but in terms of Central Mass, long and dominant program.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Ken LaChapelle, I believe the winningest coach.
That's right.
In Massachusetts history.
Yeah.
Pittsfield, on the other hand, has been a long time since they have been on top of Western Mass. It was 1975 was the last time they went to a Central Western Mass final, and they played Howie Long in Milford. So it's been a while for Pittsfield to come back here. So certainly, I think the players on the Pittsfield team appreciate how hard it is. And Northbridge, they are comfortable with these scenarios and have been here before. So kind of an interesting context in terms of two teams, one with a lot of history over a long period of time, and one who's been a while for. So something to think about as well. Northbridge and Pittsfield, Division 5. That one will be at Westfield State on Saturday. One to look forward to for sure. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.